U.S. federal authorities are investigating a possible connection between St. Vincent and the Grenadines, SVG, and the seizure of a luxury Dassault Falcon 900EX jet. The aircraft is alleged to have been used by Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, and its seizure is part of a probe into violations of U.S. sanctions against Venezuela. Key findings from the investigation. Aircraft's travel. Flight records indicate the jet traveled to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Cuba, and Brazil, often with Nicolas Maduro reportedly on board. Registration and sale. U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, records show the jet's U.S. registration was canceled in January 2023 after it was listed as exported to SVG. It was reportedly sold by a Florida company to a limited liability company said to be based in SVG. Discrepancy in records. Company registry searches in St. Vincent and the Grenadines did not find a business registered under the name listed in the U.S. records. Rapid re-export. Investigators noted the aircraft was quickly exported onward to San Marino. U.S. officials suggest this transfer may have been intended to obscure the jet's ultimate ownership. Broader context. U.S. authorities state that using third countries in the sale and transfer of the aircraft could constitute a breach of American sanctions. The investigation is part of a wider U.S. effort that has seized over $500 million in assets, including bank accounts, real estate, and other luxury items, linked to senior Venezuelan officials. U.S. officials have not confirmed whether the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines had any knowledge of or involvement in the aircraft's sale or export. U.S. prosecutors have unsealed a federal indictment alleging that politicians across parts of the Caribbean were tied to a vast cocaine trafficking network. The network is accused of moving drugs from South America toward the United States. Key allegations from the indictment. Core accusation. Traffickers allegedly relied on political protection along key Caribbean transit routes, paying officials to avoid arrest and move shipments through ports and territorial waters with impunity. Regional scope. The described supply chain stretched from Colombia to Venezuela, with Caribbean islands serving as critical transshipment points. Corruption is alleged at nearly every stage. Venezuelan hub. The indictment names Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, reported to be in U.S. custody, and states Venezuela became a central trafficking hub, with an estimated 200 to 250 metric tons of cocaine moving through annually by 2020. Method of transport. Shipments were allegedly moved north using go-fast boats, fishing vessels, container ships, and aircraft, including the use of clandestine airstrips and commercial airports. Specific claim. A regional security source reported a Venezuelan aircraft allegedly linked to the Maduro government was observed landing multiple times at George Charles Airport in St. Lucia under cover of darkness outside public flight schedules. Broader impact. Prosecutors allege drug profits were used to maintain political power, creating a cycle where drug profits and governance became intertwined. They also claim senior Venezuelan figures partnered with Colombian guerrillas and Mexican cartels. Important context. U.S. officials stress that the allegations are accusations, not convictions, and all defendants are presumed innocent unless proven guilty in court. The case is filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York.